I have new evidence. Prince Harry in shock as Dr. Sophie exposes stunning truth behind bullying allegations at Sentebale. You won't believe what just dropped. Imagine spending years trying to build a brand based on compassion, charity, and mental health advocacy, only to have the curtain pulled back in the most unexpected way by someone who once supported your vision. That's exactly what's happening to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle right now. And it's not a tabloid rumor this time. It's a full-blown reckoning. Dr. Sophie Chundala, the iron-willed chairwoman of the Sentebale charity and the ever-poised face behind Well Child, has dropped a bombshell. Not just accusations, but evidence. Real receipts. And the internet is eating it up like it's popcorn on premiere night. So, what's the truth? What did Meghan really whisper at that polo match? And why is Harry allegedly lashing out at the very charity he once fought to protect? Buckle up. Because this story is filled with tension, drama, betrayal, and a shocking twist you didn't see coming. The polo match that changed everything. It was supposed to be just another feel-good day on the charity circuit. Sunlight bounced off the polished mallets, spectators sipped rose behind their oversized sunglasses, and the cameras were ready for a post-match photo op. But just before the shutter clicked, Meghan Markle reportedly leaned into Dr. Sophie Chundala with a soft but firm instruction: don't stand next to Harry. Wait, what? This wasn't an accidental snub or a moment of camera shyness. This was strategic, calculated, and, as insiders would later say, deeply unsettling. Why would Meghan not want a respected Black woman like Dr. Sophie in the same frame as her husband, especially when diversity and inclusion are supposedly the Sussexes' bread and butter? Dr. Sophie played it cool. She stepped back, but she remembered. And so did everyone else. Curious? You should be. Because this wasn't the only moment things went sideways. The angry message, a royal meltdown in private. Shortly after the incident, Dr. Sophie reportedly received a sharply worded message from Harry himself. According to sources, the tone was less, "let's talk this through," and more, "how dare you." Now, we've all sent a regretful text or two. Maybe after one too many glasses of Pinot. But this was different. This was a prince losing control of the narrative. The message allegedly slammed Dr. Sophie for not backing Meghan publicly, criticizing her for not understanding the stakes. But here's the kicker. Dr. Sophie was the chair of the charity. She'd been there, putting in the work long before cameras started flashing. Her refusal to bow to royal egos? That wasn't defiance. That was leadership. And Harry's reaction? Well, let's just say it didn't exactly scream anti-bullying advocate. But hey, could this just be a one-off? You wish. When isolated incident becomes a pattern. As Dr. Sophie quietly made her case, something unexpected happened. People started talking. Insiders from Well Child came forward with similar experiences. From staffers feeling micromanaged and manipulated by the Sussexes, to whispers of tantrums and icy silences after board meetings, Dr. Sophie's claims were no longer just allegations. They were part of a pattern. One staffer reportedly described an atmosphere of emotional landmines, where disagreeing with Meghan could get you frozen out entirely. Another claimed Harry grew increasingly impatient, with board members who offered differing views. For a couple that left the royal family supposedly to escape toxicity, were they just recreating it elsewhere? Even the board started shifting. 3 new women, highly qualified, experienced, and all African, joined Well Child. And it wasn't just to diversify for optics. It was a quiet, decisive move to realign the charity's values, independent of Harry's influence. And that's when things really started heating up. Where is Meghan? And why so quiet? Now, if there's one thing we've learned about Meghan Markle, it's that she's rarely one to shy away from defending herself. Interviews with Oprah, podcasts, Netflix deals. She usually has the last word. But not this time. As this storm swirls around them, Meghan has retreated behind the velvet curtain of her next business venture. No statements. No Instagram posts. Just silence. Is this calculated PR damage control? A silent admission of guilt? or a chess move to protect her brand while Harry takes the fall. Whatever the reason, her silence is deafening, and it speaks volumes. Meanwhile, Harry's stuck playing defense, with fewer allies and an increasingly skeptical public. But wait, there's more. Dr. Sophie's next move. The receipts are coming. Here's where things get real. Dr. Sophie isn't just speaking out. She's promising to release evidence, documentation, emails, messages, possibly even recordings. It's the kind of bombshell that could make or break reputations, and not just Harry's. If these allegations are as damning as she suggests, they could expose a culture of manipulation that contradicts everything the Sussexes claim to stand for. What's even more dramatic, the public is largely siding with her. Social media is flooded with posts applauding her courage, calling her a modern-day whistleblower and the real royal role model. And unlike Harry and Meghan's carefully curated media ventures, Dr. Sophie isn't packaging her truth for Netflix. She's delivering it raw, unscripted, and with receipts. You have to wonder, is this the unraveling of a brand, or the beginning of real accountability? A closer look, the fine line between advocacy and authority. Let's step back for a second. Prince Harry has long positioned himself as a champion for mental health and charitable causes. But advocacy isn't just about being on the cover of Time magazine. It's about how you treat the people in the room when no one's watching. Bullying isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. A text here, a side eye there, an unofficial suggestion to avoid a photo. When power becomes manipulation, even the most well-meaning advocate can become the antagonist. It's a relatable lesson, even for those of us outside the palace walls. Ever worked for a boss who meant well but made you feel small? Ever stayed silent because speaking up might cost you a seat at the table? That's what makes Dr. Sophie's stand so powerful. She didn't just speak up. She stood up, even when the people she was challenging had more power, more fame, and a massive PR machine behind them. What can we learn from all this? Here's where the aha moment comes in. Whether you're a charity leader, an employee, or someone just trying to make sense of today's celebrity circus, there's something here for everyone. Respect starts behind closed doors. What you do when no one's watching matters. Silence protects power, not people. Speaking up might be uncomfortable, but it's often the only way change happens. A curated image doesn't equal character. The most polished Instagram feed means nothing if your team is quietly suffering behind the scenes. You don't have to be royal to lead with dignity. Dr. Sophie is proving that right now. So what happens next? The final countdown, what we're all waiting for. As anticipation builds around the release of Dr. Sophie's evidence, the question on everyone's mind is, how will Harry and Meghan respond? Will they issue a statement, deny everything, or quietly hope it all blows over? Either way, the world is watching. And the court of public opinion has a long memory. One thing is certain, the stakes have never been higher. This isn't just about one charity event or a bruised ego. It's about integrity, reputation, and the ripple effect one brave voice can have when they decide enough is enough. What do you think? Let's talk about it. So, now it's your turn. Do you believe Dr. Sophie's story? Do Harry and Meghan owe the public an explanation? Or is this just another celebrity drama that's being blown out of proportion? Whatever your take, we want to hear it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share the story if you think it needs to be heard. And most importantly, don't be afraid to speak up in your own life when something doesn't sit right. Because if Dr. Sophie has shown us anything, it's that one voice can shake a kingdom. And that's the real story. Where the royal road splits, damage control or redemption. Let's be real, there are only two routes left for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Option 1. Classic celebrity playbook. Hire crisis PR, release a carefully worded joint statement with phrases like misunderstanding, miscommunication, and deep regret. Do an exclusive sit-down interview with someone like Oprah or Anderson Cooper.
Cry. Talk about growth.
Say the right things, but not too many of them. But here's the problem. We've seen that movie before. And the ending doesn't hit like it used to. Option 2. Redemption through truth. This one's messier, but far more powerful. It means acknowledging their mistakes, publicly. It means confronting the fact that maybe, just maybe, they let fame cloud their mission. It means using their platform not to control the narrative, but to own it. The world doesn't need perfect people in leadership. It needs authentic ones. If Harry stood beside Dr. Sophie and said, "You're right. I failed to create a safe environment. And I'm listening now," do you know how healing that would be? He might actually regain the trust he's lost, not through power, but through vulnerability. The question is, can he do it? Dr. Sophie, a role model we didn't see coming. There's something deeply refreshing about Dr. Sophie's emergence in the story. She didn't ask for fame. She didn't chase a spotlight. She's not selling a memoir or pitching a podcast. She's just a woman who saw something wrong and decided not to stay quiet. Her strength lies in her calm,
Her clarity.
her courage to challenge people with far more influence and wealth than she has. And she's doing it not for revenge, but for the integrity of the mission. That's what leadership looks like. She's proof that you don't need a crown to lead with dignity. She may not be trending on Netflix, but in the eyes of many, she just became the new face of moral courage in a world obsessed with clout. Let's be honest, how often do we get to see that? The ripple effect. Who else is watching? This scandal isn't happening in a vacuum. Every charity, nonprofit, and organization tied to celebrity names is watching this unfold with bated breath. Because it's forcing a conversation long overdue. Are we vetting people based on their character or their follower count? Just because someone has a title, a famous last name, or a good camera presence doesn't mean they're equipped to lead real-world causes. In fact, sometimes that fame becomes a smokescreen for dysfunction. We've seen similar fallout with celebrity-led organizations before. Remember when fashion brands and social justice orgs got slammed during the 2020 reckoning for toxic work environments? This is no different. It's just wrapped in royal gold. And if Sentebale can be affected, any organization can.